My name is Spencer Fern. I'm a resident of Mission Viejo 25662 Poe. My city very recently passed a similar ordinance. I also spoke against it there. You probably are aware a number of other cities. There's been an extensive lobbying campaign by an organization from Bakersfield. In God We Trust America. I suspect you have received their literature. They misstate, I believe, the current case law with regard to this issue. The relevant Supreme Court ruling is Lemon v. Kurtzman, 1971, which states that a government's action must have a secular legislative purpose. A government's action must not have the primary effect of either advancing or inhibiting religion, and the government's action must not result in an excessive government entanglement with religion. The Ninth Circuit Court has interpreted this following, Judge Alfred Goodwin of the Ninth Circuit Court. A profession that we are a nation under God is identical for Establishment Clause purposes to a profession that we are a nation under Jesus, a nation under Vishnu, a nation under Zeus, or a nation under no God, because none of these professions can be neutral with respect to religion. I think I'll skip ahead some of the things that have been covered already, but just to extend that I believe that this is part of a movement that has been going on to marginalize those of us who are not believers. And we don't really want to see that be a mainstream belief. Even when we hear former President George Herbert Walker Bush say things such as, "No, I don't know that atheists should be considered as citizens, nor should they be considered patriots. This is one nation under God." Thank you.
Hello, council members. My name is Anthony Marsh, Irvine, California, 5202, Burgundy Circle. A lot of what I had planned to say was covered, and I think covered well, so I want to make two specific points. The first is that In God We Trust is a divisive slogan, as we've heard today. The latest Pew poll shows that 16.1%, at least 16.1% of the country is non-religious. And that is actually the second largest denomination besides Roman Catholic. Beyond that, you get into separate denominations of Christianity. The second point I want to make is that if we look to our nation's history and we ask how would the Founding Fathers have resolved this dispute, we know that in the Constitution there's no reference to God. Considering how many motions there were at the Constitutional Convention to make that happen and how it did not, that has to say something. The second is that when they wanted a motto, the one favored by most of them was E pluribus unum, out of many one. And I think this is far more suitable for especially a place like Orange County that prides itself on its cultural diversity than In God We Trust, which is extremely divisive. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alex Hughes de Venice. I'm a resident of Irvine, California, 227 Berkeley. Most of what I wanted and was interested in saying has already been spoken. I'd just like to point out that the tax collector who spoke here today said something along the lines of, you know, here in the city council, lots of views need to come together and need to come together here in government and be supported. If you have something like this motto on the wall behind you, when people come into this council to say anything or to make any points about ordinances that might be here, that's something that immediately can put them off and say, you might not be wanted because you might not believe in this motto. Government in this country is meant to be neutral. It's not meant to believe in no God. It's not meant to believe in any God. It's supposed to be an open forum. And I believe, and many others here believe, that if you were to put that motto on your wall, it would reduce that neutrality and it would make it less of an open forum for people to come in and speak. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, council members. My name is Hina Databoy. I'm also an Irvine resident. I live at 1360 Stanford. many good points have been made, but just to take it on a personal level, I've experienced life as a person of faith and as a person without faith. And in both situations, faith is such a personal thing. It's an intensely personal thing. And to me, to put something up like Under God We Trust or In God We Trust on the wall would take away from that. You know, it's turning the council almost into some kind of pseudo church or something like that, and it really takes away from actual religious institutions. And so in short, we should keep government secular in order to keep the value of people of faith in their faiths. And thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the council, my name is Scott Daly, 6693 Paseo del Norte, Anaheim Hills, California. I have also been employed by Orange County Tennis Academy and taught at Villa Park High School as a student, so I am involved in the community. I'm sure you've all heard many issues on this topic, thought very heavily, and here at the City Council, this is a place for people to come together. It's for everybody to be able to discuss openly their beliefs, their values in this community. I think that is the most important thing for all of us to be able to do, to freely come here, to be able to talk to the council members, to the mayor, and for everybody to have mutual respect for each other's belief. I saw this gentleman here from the Civil Air Patrol. I have personal friends who have served in the Civil Air Patrol. I have personal friends who have been Islamic. I have personal friends who have been Christian, Jewish, family members of all faiths, sects, and creeds. And I've learned that everybody has to be able to live with each other and adapt, because in the end of the day, we are all human beings. We all live together. We all strive to do the best that we can. And to do that, we have to unite each other and accept everyone for who they are. And I implore you all to take that into consideration, and I thank you for your time.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. My name is Dustin Downing. I just recently moved into Villa Park off of Regal. I know not yet my address. Call me ignorant. On another note of my continuing ignorance, call me divisive, call me what you will. I am a Republican and proud of it. The term "In God We Trust," under God, the idea of God and of Christian faith has been just an incredible influence to our government. I was under the distinct impression that our founding fathers were, of the great majority, Christian men, and it's just the reality. Our government was founded by those who wanted religious freedom, but they believed that our country could be led by God. That's why it's on our currency. It's why it's in many of my military or pseudo-military mottos. It's not necessarily hurting our equality. It's not affecting anybody because we don't put under Allah, we are guided, or whatever your belief is. I look around at Villa Park and I see many white Christians. I'm not trying to be divisive. I'm just stating what I see. It's just our neighborhood. It is who we are from my observations. And I have no problem with putting Under God We Trust or In God We Trust, or may our city be guided under God on this city and anywhere around it. Thank you.
Thank you.